Hello, and welcome to Tim's Reflections from Ohio, a YouTube video series where we've been going through the Bible and talking about various passages, teachings from Jesus, and then reflecting on what we've talked about. Today, I want to do two things. I want to read a passage from Daniel, but also I want to talk about integrity. And years ago, I heard a definition of integrity. Uh, some people were asked, what does integrity mean to you? And I was shocked by some of the answers that came out of that. And some people said, one person said, I've never heard that word before. Other people said, I have no idea what it means. But one person gave an excellent answer to the question, definition of what integrity meant. This person said, integrity means doing the right thing even when no one is looking. And that's the best answer that I have ever heard to what integrity means. And Daniel, in Daniel chapter 6, showed great integrity. And we'll read from Daniel chapter 6, verses 1 through 4. And I'll be reading from a Bible I used in the past. It was my great-grandfather's Bible, and it's the old King James Version. And it says this, again, Daniel chapter 6, verses 1 through 4. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom, and over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the princes might give accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes, because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm. Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion nor fault, forasmuch as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. Daniel showed great integrity here. Excuse me. And if we were to read onward, we would read how the other presidents and princes became very jealous of Daniel. And they thought, we've got to find a way to get rid of Daniel. And they looked at it and they couldn't find anything that he was doing wrong. So they came up with a plan, and they went to the king and they said, King, we have created, we have, excuse me again, we have written a new law. And that law says that anyone who prays to a god other than you for the next 30 days will be thrown into the lion's den. We wish to honor you, O king. And the king thought, that sounds like a good idea. So he signed the decree into law. But Daniel was in the habit of praying to the God of heaven 3 times a day. And he heard about the new law. He didn't change what he was doing. He didn't stop doing it. He didn't close his door. He prayed with his window open. He did all of this, and he kept doing it. The men saw him, and they went and told the king that Daniel is praying to another god. And the king had Daniel put into the lion's den. And Daniel spent the night into the lion's den. And the next morning the king came in to check. It said, Daniel, is your God, who you serve, able to deliver you from the lion's den? And Daniel said, yes, he has. Daniel spent that night in the lion's den, and he came out the next morning in a fine condition. They did him no harm. And I've wondered what it was like that night in the lion's den. Someday in heaven, I'll be able to ask Daniel about that. But anyway, Daniel showed great integrity, that these men, they looked at everything he was doing, all of his duties and everything. They couldn't find anything wrong. So they came up with that new law. And that's the way it should be for us today as followers of God, as Christians. There should be nothing in us that people can find fault with, that we're doing nothing wrong. Again, using that definition of integrity, doing the right thing even when no one is looking. I encourage each one of you to think about this. Think about your life. Is there anything, any area where your actions lack integrity? And if they are, what do you need to change? What do you need to do? Maybe in the past you've taken something that didn't belong to you. No one was looking, you thought it was okay, you got away with it. But in God's eyes, it's stealing. And we need to go and make it right. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's at work. We've been fudging our time on our timesheet. Maybe it's at work. We've not been putting in an honest 8-hour day. Maybe we've been goofing off. We need to think about these things. We need to pray about these things. Our lives should be lives of integrity so that when people look at us, they can say, there is a real follower of God. Everything they do is done honestly and above board. I know their character, and it's clean. My encouragement for you today is to live a life of integrity. Where we are, each of us, you and me, where we are doing the right thing even when no one is looking, or we think no one is looking. That's the way our lives need to be lived. We'll leave it there today. If you've been blessed by this video, please hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and as always, if you've not subscribed to the channel, please do so you receive notification of new videos in the future. And also, as always, please remember this, that God loves you. He loves you so much that he sent his son to die on that cross all those years ago so that you and I could have the opportunity to spend eternity in heaven with him one day. Thank you so much, and have a blessed week.